Hello everyone. I am so excited about today's coffee chat. April has traditionally been a rosacea awareness month, and rosacea certainly is a skin condition that we as dermatologists deal on an everyday basis. We deal with it in both female and male patients, different age groups, and it appears that particularly in the spring, and maybe that's why the Rosacea Society has chosen April, that this is the time of the year when rosacea tends to flare a little bit. I don't know if we're coming out of the winter, we're traveling, the weather is changing, but we do see it quite frequently in the clinics with a little bit of increase in bumps, redness, pustules. Perioral dermatitis is another condition that we kind of put under. So I am really excited to talk about rosacea at this time of the year, about perioral dermatitis at this time of the year, particularly that we have something new, or maybe not completely new, to offer to our patients. If you've not heard of Nutrafol, I don't know where you've been, because it certainly is an incredible company that up till now has given us, the dermatologists, wonderful treatments for hair growth, rejuvenation, and support and restoration. But now we are presenting Nutrafol Skin, which is a product that we've introduced to the clinic a few weeks ago. I'm lucky that I've been in this field for many years, and I have good friends in the field reps that bring the newest and the bestest very quickly, so they know who I'm talking about. But today I welcome Jocelyn Maddox, who is the National Sales Director for Nutrafol. So thank you for spending the time with us and chatting about this great new product.
Yes, I'm very excited to be here today and to meet you and to get to give you a little bit more information about Nutrafol Skin.
Right. Well, so I really love the tagline, Clear Skin Nutraceutical. And you know, we as dermatologists talk about cosmeceuticals. Nutraceuticals seem to be the great buzzword for 2024. So let's talk a little bit more specifically about Nutrafol, and we will be posting all of these specifically so you can study those in detail. But let's talk about the actives in this particular supplement.
Yeah, so Dr. Pare, just like our hair nutraceutical, we really wanted to take a whole body approach to addressing adult acne, especially in women over 18. And so we have something called our Synergen Complex, which really addresses the key root causes of acne, starting with holy basil, which actually targets stress. So as we know, one key root cause of acne can be stress. We also have maca, which targets hormonal fluctuations, as well as curcumin, which is really promotes a healthy immune response, and berberine. So there's a lot of buzz right now about berberine. A lot of people obviously are taking GLP-1 inhibitors, and so now there's talk about berberine being kind of a natural GLP-1. So berberine really targets those glucose spikes that obviously contribute to acne. And then as well as Sicilian orange, it's really going to focus on the oxidative stress and target and improve those dark spots.
So the things that we talk about all the time, stress, inflammation, pigmentation, all of these elements beautifully address that, and done quite a bit of reading, because what I'm excited about this nutraceutical is that not only the company supports great information, we have great literature to share with patients, but there's a lot of science behind it and a lot of really valid studies. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, so we recently just had 2 publications in JDD, one in February and one in March, that really supports just looking at acne in a whole new way. Instead of looking at it locally, now we really want to look at acne systemically, and how can we address it with a drug-free option, which is a great starting point for many patients, right? So we found that 85% of patients actually showed a significant improvement in IGA scores, which is, I mean, that's pretty incredible. And so the data is there. It really supports, potentially looking at acne difference.
And these studies were about 12 weeks long, is that correct?
That's correct. And if you know, our hair nutraceuticals, the studies, it takes a little longer, right? Because of the hair growth cycle. But really what we found with acne is at about 4 weeks, you can really start to see, an improvement all the way, out to 12 weeks.
I mean, that's so encouraging, I think that we all look for treatments that are certainly when there's time and need for oral antibiotics or other medications, those are available. But it's wonderful to find a supplement that doesn't require an oral antibiotic. And the way that I have approached this, when one of the components of this Nutrafol skin is niacinamide, which is very familiar to us as dermatologists, and certainly we've recommended it for years ago. So I'm so excited that this is part of this nutraceutical as well. And I love starting patients on this, sometimes with, sometimes without the antibiotic, but then I think this is such a beautiful long-term control that comes from this supplement.
Yes, absolutely. And then another interesting component to me is the prebiotic, the probiotic,
Yes.
and the postbiotic, because there is definitely this connection between gut health and skin health. And when you can address that gut dysbiosis, it often really leads to some beautiful results.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the skin-gut axis. There are some topicals that we've talked about that really address this. So I think this is going to be a terrific combination. So of course the inflammatory lesions were decreased, but I know that some of these ingredients also focus on post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation.
Yes, there definitely just the synergen complex really helps, address this as well. Certainly the Sicilian orange and the curcumin, but just all the ingredients work so synergistically together to address all of these issues.
I mean, I'm so excited. They sound delicious too,
Yes.
I mean, like Sicilian orange, man. Why didn't they ask me to go and try these Sicilian oranges? So, well, on a serious note, there are so many great before and after photos when patients were looked at, when inflammatory lesions were counted, and such a beautiful response so quickly. You've already mentioned that in the studies, most of the participants were women, and I do value that from Nutrafol's standpoint that these are very targeted studies. But I reassure my patients that not just female patients, but male patients would benefit, because as I said in the opening statement, that rosacea, of course, is not just a female issue, but we certainly see it in male patients as well.
Absolutely, yes, we definitely recognize that all patients can benefit from a whole body approach. Yes, we're definitely targeted towards women with this supplement, but there were men also included in the clinical studies as well.
Yeah.
One question that a lot of patients ask is, okay, well, what do I do? It is 4 capsules a day, right? So you take the 4 capsules a day. We always say usually with a healthy fat, with your biggest meal of the day for absorption, and you take it once a day, with 4 capsules a day. So,
well, I think that's great to know, and of course, as it goes, as we learn more and more about the oral supplements as we recommend, I foresee, and this is not per company but per dermatologist, there is an adjustment that will happen. That yes, I foresee that we will start on the recommended dosage, but I see this so much as a support, not just as a treatment, but longer term support. And I know this is a little bit early, but the studies looked at the benefits for several weeks to come, and I am very excited about that. And I think a lot of women are so frustrated and struggle when they go through hormonal changes that, boy, I don't need to be dealing with my facial lines, which we can help with as well, but I don't want to deal with breakouts as well. And I think this is such a great supplement that would be of benefit. I have recommended it already to a number of patients. Everybody seems to talk great supplement to take. Any side effects or any comments for patients? How is it tolerated? Is it better to, you've mentioned to take it with a meal, but anything else that you want to share?
Very well tolerated. I don't think there's anything, to really be of concern as far as side effects or drug-to-drug interactions, because it is, this whole body approach, this holistic approach. I would say the only other thing is, what was very interesting in the studies is that it actually decreased sebum production.
Wonderful to know that.
However, it improved hydration. So it just really goes to show that it offers a very nice balance for your patients.
Well, so looking forward to continue to incorporate it into the treatments as we dive into further treatments and the connection between the GI system and the skin. I think that this is a fantastic tool that we now have that we can complement our treatments for acne, rosacea, perioral dermatitis. Justin, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Such
much.
a pleasure
It was
chatting with you.
pleasure.
All right,
Yes.
great to see you.
Bye.